Welcome back to the channel. My name's Lewis Spears and this is the return of Terrible TV, where we take a look at some of the worst television that is uploaded to this website, and we have a beauty for you today. We've got Our Mum's a Big Star on OnlyFans. This is delectable. Let's get into it.
I'm a wife, a mother of three, and I am now currently working as an OnlyFans model, making over $200K a month. I left nursing, not necessarily by choice. I kind of was kicked out when they discovered that I had a side gig.
I remember this woman. This was the woman who went viral for getting fired from being a nurse because she was on OnlyFans, which I think is just a great career move for her. You know, who wants to clean up poo and get abused by people who think that COVID's not real when you can just get your titties out for $250,000 a month? I mean, fuck it, I might quit YouTube. Let's get on OnlyFans. Actually, no, I've been posted to fetish websites and I'm not happy with the horny DMs I get as a result. I am much happier being a comedian where the only DMs I get are death threats for the jokes that I tell. I'm sticking with that. Speaking of jokes I tell, grab tickets to my Adelaide show, December 9, lewspears.com. It is the final show of my stand-up comedy tour this year. I can't wait to see you there. Get your tickets, lewspears.com. And now, let's get into the video.
The other night at the bar, someone asked to take a picture with her.
That's great. She's so popular on OnlyFans that her sons have to take photos with her fans. That's rough, isn't it? Hey man, can I take a photo with your mum? I've cummed heaps to her. How does that conversation go down? Hey mate, hey, I'm just such a big fan of your mum's tits. Can you take a photo for us, please? But you take it, because I'm gonna need both hands.
Our boys reacted just kind of how we expected it.
I was mainly shocked. Yeah, we sensed something was happening, obviously, but we no clue this was happening. Yeah, never would have guessed that. So I'm really shocked.
I don't know if they sensed something. I feel like more so they noticed that mum wasn't doing 18-hour shifts at the hospital and then coming home looking like shit and kind of covered in it too. And they started to notice that she would stay home all day. She looked beautiful. There's always moaning coming from the bedroom even when dad wasn't home. I feel like that's less of a sense, more of a, that's pretty obvious. Mum's doing OnlyFans.
So like a typical morning for us is you get up, I usually make a good breakfast is kind of my meal to cook. When I was a nurse, we really didn't have family breakfast time because I worked night shifts. So I was like getting home usually exhausted after 16 hours at 8 a.m. and it's like our favorite meal. So it's been really awesome.
That's lovely. I think that's really nice. She's making so much money from OnlyFans, she can spend more time with the family and she can cook a feast every morning. I mean, she's absolutely stuffing the kids before she goes upstairs and absolutely stuffs herself.
So today after breakfast, I'm going to, make sure to touch up my hair and makeup and start choosing outfits and, thinking about what kind of content I'm gonna create.
Yeah, I actually relate with this a lot. When I'm cooking breakfast, I'm always thinking about what content I'm gonna make. What's the next video? What's the next stand-up clip? Meanwhile, she's looking at breakfast and goes, oh, eggplants. That reminds me, I need to do a solo scene after this. I gotta say, it's a bit strange to have the entire family around while she's talking about the OnlyFans job. Like, I get not hiding it from the kids, but do you have to put it in their face, brainstorming ideas? Like, I have a big whiteboard just over there of video ideas. Does she have a big whiteboard in the family room about different scenes she's gonna do with different men? Like, it's a bit much to be that involved, I
like to log back into my OnlyFans and kind of look at what fans have been requesting, things that they maybe have wanted to see, and that gives me a lot of inspiration for what I'm gonna shoot for the day.
That's a strange thing to be doing at the breakfast table, isn't it? Just slowly scrolling through horny DMs and requests from people that want to see you in various positions. It's not really something that the kids need to be involved with, is it?
I believe truly I was born to be a nurse.
Now we're up to my favorite part of this show, which is the husband's face. At any point in the interview, he just looks so incredibly uncomfortable and so disapproving, but you can see that, like a true man, he's swallowing his feelings. Like every man should. He's having feelings and he's squashing them down into a little jar and pushing it right down in the back of his brain, never to be seen again. Like every man should. He's just swallowing how he truly feels, sitting there and supporting his wife.
Working in ICU nurse was truly my passion. I believe truly I was born to be a nurse.
Nursing is my passion. Yeah, I don't know if anyone believes you. It looks like you're absolutely nailing this, which is fine, but it doesn't look like your husband agrees with nursing is my passion.
Media in general just kind of flourished. I had a small fan base already from my Instagram, so it was during the pandemic that we kind of started exploring and posting, and it just took off.
Got this guy writing music, and you're a TikToker. We're just a content house.
That's great. The whole place is a content house. Everyone's creating. I really love this. I mean, dear God, I hope they're not collaborating. I hope that they're creating content for separate platforms that never cross over. I really hope that. Unless they're a Tasmanian family, in which case, full steam ahead. Love how supportive she is though. You know, the mum's like, oh, my son, he likes TikToks, and my other son, you should see what his hands can do to a guitar. And me, well, you should see what my hands can do to myself, but you have to pay for that.
We're all a little creative in our own way.
This frame of her talking about how they're all creative in their own way, just look how excited she looks and how no one else wants to be a part of this. Why are they doing this? Look, I get she's on OnlyFans, she's making a lot of money. That can be good for the family, I guess. They got more money and more time to spend together. But I don't see how this benefits the family at all. Like putting it out on YouTube, putting her real name and face towards it, putting her kids in the video, her husband in the video. I feel like if you're gonna do the OnlyFans thing, if you have to do it, you don't need to involve your kids. Can we land on that? Let's not shame sex workers, but let's not let sex workers involve their kids in it. You know, I feel like that's a reasonable line. Can we agree on that, or am I cancelled?
I'm not necessarily by choice. I kind of was kicked out and booted out when they discovered that I had a side gig working as an OnlyFans model. It didn't sit well with management and they had a big problem with it, and I was ultimately given the ultimatum.
I disagree with this. I don't think she should have been fired. For years and years and years, we have been trying to fuse sexy and nurse, and finally this woman comes along and perfectly fuses the two. The first fully qualified sexy nurse, and they fire her. That's dangerous. Now the only sexy nurses we have are strippers who are pretending to be nurses. I mean, do these women even know what to do when an old man has a stroke? Not that kind of stroke. I'm talking about a medical emergency.
The kid situation, if I'm just taking shots in my room and not really videos or anything, I just shut my door and I can easily get content. It's nice with my older two, like kind of knowing a little bit about what I do, because it's very easy for me to say, hey, take your brother for a walk. You know, a lot of times I do ask them to leave, for sure.
Love that. Really great. That's good parenting, isn't it? That's good on it. You know, hey, take your little brother for a walk and then text me when you're 10 minutes away and fully out of earshot. Mummy's gonna get loud.
First time I've heard of OnlyFans was probably around like friends and around the school and stuff, kids talking about it.
That's not good, is it? The first time this poor kid's heard about OnlyFans is when his friends at school are talking about it. And you know which star they're talking about, right? His mum. I mean, this kid is literally the embodiment of that meme where the kid's stuffing the other guy into the locker and going, hey, tell your mum to post more anal vids on her OnlyFans. That is this kid's reality. Poor bastard. Gee, I love meeting fans. I love taking photos with people who appreciate my work, but I'm fairly certain that none of them have ejaculated to it. You know, like I feel like that would add a strange dynamic if I'm putting my arm around some girl who just absolutely gets off to the content. It makes it a bit of a weird vibe there, you know? Like if someone likes me, they like how I'm funny, but if someone like this kid's mum, they're not there for her personality. I don't know, that makes it a little bit strange. In fact, sound off in the comments below. Have you gotten off to my videos? This is an honesty policy. It's time to come clean, all right? You will be banned, but come clean.
She took us out for lunch and sat us all down. She was pretty straightforward with us. We were shocked at first, but we obviously knew something was going on.
So the kids knew something was going on because they started making more money even though mum stopped going to work. So I feel like that makes the conversation a little bit better, is if you were taken to a fancy restaurant. You know, like finding out your mum does OnlyFans is a lot easier to deal with when you find out at Nobu. You know, like imagine if you found out at the drive-thru of a McDonald's. You'd be like, oh, not only is mum doing OnlyFans, but she can only afford a quarter pounder. This is terrible. I really like how they have a bunch of equipment for outdoor games because they frequently need to leave the house while mum goes to work. You know, they're playing hacky sack, trying to get things into the hole. Mum's upstairs doing something similar. It's really good. The family dynamic here is very supportive. I'm all for this.
So currently on OnlyFans, we make anywhere from $150,000 to $350,000 a month. It really just depends how much content we put out.
I don't have anything really more. You could really run your whole business off this iPhone.
Are you hypercritical of yourself in these photos?
100%.
Really like this shot here. They could have just filmed the phone, but they've intentionally left her boobs in the frame. Or maybe they really are trying to just get the phone and they are so large that this is the only shot they could get. Maybe that's what it is.
Photos before I choose maybe 2 of them.
At least I think that's her boobs. It could be Homer Simpson's mouth. I'm not sure.
I'm judged for being a mom and an OnlyFans model almost
This family is so outdoorsy. They've got fishing rods, they've got outdoor hacky sack, they've got bikes. They love leaving the house, as would I if this was Mum's job and she worked from home. I would be the ultimate outdoorsman. In fact, has anyone checked what Bear Grylls' mum does for work? Maybe that's why he's like this.
I hate that because I don't think being a mom should stop you from doing and feeling sexy and doing what you want to do. I'm a wonderful mom. I stand by that.
Her husband is just sitting there wishing for this scenario to end. She's like, I don't think that being a mum should stop me from being sexy. And he's sitting there like, I think that it should, but fuck, the money's good.
I don't think I'll ever return to nursing. It's something that I miss, and I definitely could see myself doing some kind of volunteer, but as far as returning back to nursing full-time, I don't think it would be in my financial interest, and I really enjoy the freedoms I have with my family.
Love that sentence. That's a great sentence. It wouldn't be in my financial interest. And you know what? If I was going in every day during COVID, debating with Americans over whether or not it's real while 16 of them are dying out the back, I would just go, you know what? I'm just gonna post my pussy. Fuck this.
I don't have any deadline of when I would stop doing OnlyFans.
Look at this guy's face. As soon as she says, I don't have any intention of stopping, watch his eyes flicker. They clearly haven't had this conversation. Watch his eyes open like he's Bugs Bunny.
There are people well into their 60s doing OnlyFans, so I think it's something you can do a long time.
Oh, the poor guy's face. Wait, she wants to do this until she's 60? Fuck. We already have the fishing rods. We're in a mansion. The mortgage is paid off. Let's quit. Let's put it all into crypto and see what happens. Fuck, 60 years old? You know what? I hope she keeps going till she's 60. In fact, subscribe. Subscribe to the channel right now because in 20 years, I'm going to be doing an update on this woman. I hope she'll still be going. I hope she's 60, kneeling down on a pillow because she's got arthritis in her knees, and I hope she's still pumping out the content. You know, let's check in. Subscribe. I'll be 40, she'll be 60. Let's check it out. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Lewis Spears. I'll talk to you in a couple of days. Follow me on Instagram. I'm posting daily stand-up comedy clips, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.
Buy my shit, buy my shirts, buy my merch and no one gets hurt. Buy my shit, buy my shirts, buy my merch and no one gets hurt. Buy my shit, buy my shirts, buy my merch and no one gets hurt. Buy my shit, buy my shirts, buy my merch and no one gets hurt.